The fastest growing industry since Jeff Bezos figured out that the internet was growing at a startling fact of over 1,000% year over year. That industry right now is sports betting, and we're starting to see it. A lot of you guys are curious as to how do I win money sports betting? Is sports betting legit? How do I do it? What apps do I use? I'm here to clear all those questions up and explain to you what you need to do in order to get started. Now, getting started doesn't mean you're going to win money doing it. You win money doing it by knowing what to pick and how to pick it and having systems, discipline, and rules. So part one of this video is going to tell you guys how you guys can get started. My recommendations. My name is Federico. I've built over 7 figures in sports investing. I like to call it investing, not betting, over the last 7 years. I have a very profitable page called AF Sports with double S at the end on Instagram. And I'm teaching all my secrets and systems via YouTube. Trying to help you guys, especially people that are starting off and don't know how to really do this and are wondering what they need to do to really profit. So if you're a baby in this, a newbie, and are looking to get started, yeah, you know a little bit about sports because you watch sports with your dad, your mom, all that, your family, right? The first thing you need to do is set up a paper account. What do I mean by a paper account? You could rip a piece of paper out from your notebook and start there if that makes it easier. And track for a month the plays you're picking. We're not gonna jump right into betting and putting money on the line when we don't know what we're doing. What I did to start off and what I recommend to everybody that's starting off is have a paper account. Test your strategies. Test if you're really good at certain sports, at certain picks. There's a variety of picks, right? So there's money lines, over and under, parlays, teasers. I typically stick with the basics and I do really well with it, which is money lines and spreads. I don't like to touch over and unders, but everybody's different. I do know people that have succeeded betting over and unders only. But everybody has their systems and strategies, but you need to figure out your own strategies and what you're good at. We're all different. We're all good at different things. So what are you good at, right? If you want to fast pace your progress a little bit more, I recommend finding a good page that gives quality picks. Find a professional that actually does this and can help you, guide you by A, giving you their picks that you can tail and follow, or B, they could teach you. Not many people are teaching the skills about this. I'm one of the few, and I'm posting it for free on YouTube. But if you want to go more in depth, definitely hit my line on AF Sports on Instagram or my personal line, which is in the bio. And I can guide you and help you and give you more information regarding that. But let's say you want to start off and you don't want to pay anybody for help. You want to do this all yourself. You're an entrepreneur. Awesome, that's what I did. Have a paper account. After that first month of the paper account and you've attained some success because you've tracked everything, your next step is to find a reputable sports book. If you're in states where it's legal, it's very easy. Google sportsbook and a whole bunch of them will pop up. If you don't know if you're in a legal state or not, Google it. Is sports betting legal in my state, in Virginia, in Florida, wherever you are? It's getting legalized everywhere right now. Florida's about to legalize it, a state that legalized it 2 years ago and then made it illegal. It's just growing significantly. The government is making so much money off the taxes that it's hard to not make it legal. So if you don't have a sports book just yet in your state, there's online casinos and books like MyBookie.ag or Bovada, which they're good, especially if you're starting off because you're not going to be betting a bunch of money just yet. But in the near future, keep an eye out for the books that are becoming legal like FanDuel, Barstool, DraftKings, and others, right? So from there, you make your sportsbook account and you deposit a fragment, a percentage of your wealth, of your total money. You don't go all in into any industry. You don't go all in into stocks, into real estate. You diversify, especially if you're starting off. Most importantly, if you're starting off. So let's say, for example, you want to start off with $1,000. Perfect. Deposit that money into that account and make a rule with yourself that you're not going to add more money into that account unless I lose it in X period of time. There's going to be losses along the way. I lost my bankroll a couple times before becoming successful, so expect that. But again, if you see this as an investment like it is, it's a long-term play. It's an investment. It's not a short-term, get-rich-quick scheme. That never happens, guys. If you're into it for that, you're going to lose your ass. I'm telling you right now. I see a lot of people that come into it for the weekends, for Saturday, Sunday games, and they lose their ass because they don't have discipline. Every great has discipline. Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, you name it. They have rules and disciplines and systems. So they don't just come and practice on the weekends when they feel like it. They practice every single day. So why do you think coming in and betting NFL on Saturday only is going to be a profitable system? You see what I'm saying? It's an everyday thing. Every single day, you got to track your results. You got to track what you're doing. And just like any investment, it takes time to grow. It took me 7 years, right? So I got sidetracked a bit, but do paper tracking, have an account, a sports betting account, where you deposit funds and you track every single play you're taking. Those are the first two steps to getting into sports betting. From there, it's making the picks, right? What picks are you making? That's where you got to get informed. And you got to study the game a little bit and study trends. And that's why I recommend having a paper account before joining a real sports book. Because that way you see what you're really good at. And you see what works and what doesn't. Is it really worth taking a minus 200 favorite? And me risking 200 to win 100? Is the risk and reward worth it there? Those are little questions that once you have the basics down, you can start asking and start developing a system for. But it's hard to develop all these systems if you don't know how to even get into sports betting, right? Now, one thing that I do recommend, and over the years I've attained a good amount of success because of this, it's because I've paid to be in bigger rooms, right? So I've paid for mentorship in areas where I lack. Real estate, stocks, investing in certain areas in the past. I paid to be in those rooms so I could get ahead faster. Time is the most important asset in our life. So if you have a little bit of money that you could invest to fast pace your progress in this industry, I highly recommend you doing so. I did it, I've done it, and my clients that have done it with my program are seeing excellent results. So I highly recommend it, guys. Now, this is part one, how to get started into sports betting, what to do. This is the very basics. Next episode, I'm going to go over the nuts and bolts, the different types of plays, and what I look at and what you should analyze based on what your bankroll is and all those little things. This is an episode that is mainly for beginners. If you're not a beginner, then it didn't serve you much, but I'm seeing a lot of people ask me questions that are pretty basic and asking me this question specifically: how do I get into sports betting? What do I need to do? What accounts are legit? Is it legal? All that stuff. So I hope I answered all those questions. If you guys did enjoy this show, please share it. I don't run any ads on this, nor do I plan on running ads on it. I find that annoying when I'm catching an episode of YouTube or podcast and I get a commercial right in the middle of it. So I don't plan on doing that. I could make money doing that, but I don't do it for you guys. So if you found it valuable, please share it. That's the only way I plan on growing the show. Share it, share it, share it. And I'll catch you guys next time.